Hey there folks, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now, have you folks heard of a genetic disorder known as Treacher Collins Syndrome? Well, I kinda know what it's like. It's characterized by deformities of the ears, eyes, cheekbones, and chin. The degree a person is affected may vary from mild to very severe. Complications may include breathing problems, problems seeing, cleft palate, and hearing loss. Those affected generally have normal intelligence. More than half the time, TCS occurs as a result of a new mutation, rather than being inherited from a person's parents. The involved gene may include TCOF1, POLR1C, or POLR1D. Diagnosis is generally suspected based on symptoms and x-rays, and potentially confirmation by genetic testing. Sadly, Treacher Collins Syndrome is not curable. Symptoms may be managed with reconstructive surgeries, hearing aids, speech therapy, and other assistive devices. Life expectancy is generally normal. TCS occurs in about 1 in 50,000 people. The syndrome is named after Edward Treacher Collins, an English surgeon and ophthalmologist who described its essential traits in 1900. Now, judging by what I described, TCS does sound very serious. And on the topic of TCS, we'll be looking into a recent movie which focuses on a little boy who was born with this genetic disorder. Released on November 17, 2017, the movie is Wonder. Now let's get started. August Pullman is a young boy born with a facial deformity who has been in and out of hospitals for years. With the help of his parents, he tries to fit in at a new school called Beecher Prep and tries to show everyone that he is just an ordinary kid, and that beauty is not just on the outside. So, what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, this movie really was a wonder. No pun intended. In other words, I really liked this movie. But in order to explain why, let's move on to Mustang Notes. On November 27, 2012, it was announced that Lionsgate was developing the feature film adaptation of R.J. Palacio's debut novel, Wonder, while in talks with John August to write the screenplay. Mandeville Films' David Hoberman and Todd Lieberman would be producing the movie. On May 8, 2013, Jack Thorne was hired to adapt the novel, while August, who was previously reported as writer, had departed from the project. In October 2014, John Krokidas was reported to be directing the movie, but in April 2015, Paul King was hired to take the directing duties. Stephen Conrad was writing the script at the time. Also, Marcelo Zarvos was hired to compose the movie's score, and Bay Miller composed a song entitled Brand New Eyes, which was released on August 3rd of 2017. Wonder author R.J. Palacio has often credited Natalie Purchas's song Wonder from her 1995 album Tiger Lily as the inspiration for her best-selling book, and at Merchant's invitation, the song will be featured in the movie's soundtrack. Now, what else is there to describe? Well, since I haven't really read the original book yet, there's nothing I can really say to compare this movie to it. But in my opinion, the setting in New York looks really nice, and even though I've never been to a private school during my childhood, I gotta say that Beecher Prep looks like a nice school. Also, what surprised me is that there were a few NASA and Star Wars references in this movie. However, there's one thing about this film that I didn't like, and those parts were when a few kids were mean to Augie. But anyway, now that we're done with Mustang notes, let's move on to the cast. Let's start with our main character, August Pullman, aka Augie, played by Jacob Tremblay, whom I know from The Smurfs 2 and The Book of Henry. Jacob's prosthetic makeup was designed and created by Arjen Tutin. Oh, I'm pronouncing that right. Which took an hour and a half to apply. It consisted of a skull cap with prosthetic ears attached, a facial prosthetic that covered Jacob's face, and a wig to tie it all together. In my opinion, Augie is quite shy and happy most of the time. He is very creative and has a passion for Halloween, Star Wars, and outer space. His favorite planet is Pluto. Augie does not easily get his feelings hurt, especially when kids insult him about his face, but he does show much affection to the people that he loves. He's also very smart and knows a lot about science and outer space. He enjoys reading and enjoys playing Star Wars games. But when Augie gets upset, he tends to lash out and then get upset and cry. But he is not very vulnerable to depression, since he usually is very accepting and rarely holds grudges. He is overall a happy boy, though the shy, quiet, smart kind. Plus, I'm really surprised that he's been through 27 surgeries during his youth, which is like twice as much as the surgeries that I've been through. Next we have Augie's parents, Nate and Isabel, played by Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts. To me, these two are great parents. For example, Nate is very humorous and likes to lighten everyone's spirits with a laugh, while Isabel is a strong-hearted mother who never gives up on her son. Next we have Augie's sister, Olivia Pullman, aka Via, played by Isabella Vidovic, who's best known from Homefront and the Fosters TV series. To me, Via is very protective of Augie. She often loses her cool when she catches people staring at him or judging him. Plus, when she loves with all her heart, and she's a loyal friend. One of my favorite scenes is when Via takes Augie trick-or-treating during Halloween. Via's friend Miranda is played by Danielle Rose Russell, who has been in A Walk Among the Tombstones. Miranda is a student at Faulkner High School. Miranda enjoys acting, kind of like me in a way. Though she and Via go through a rough patch for most of the story, they emerge as friends again at the end. She also cares for Augie like a little brother, calling him Major Tom as a nickname. She even gave him his own astronaut helmet. Her parents got divorced during the summer before she entered the 9th grade. Next we come to Mr. Tushman, played by Mandy Patinkin, who has been in Hayao Miyazaki's Castle in the Sky and played Papa Smurf in Smurfs the Lost Village. Tushman is the director of the middle school called Beecher Prep. In my opinion, Tushman is a kind, optimistic, and encouraging man, and he has good humor, though he is made fun of due to his last name having a synonym for butt. He helps many people at the school, and he is an expert at relating to children. He can have decent conversations with them and can understand their behavior better than other principals. Next up is Mr. Brown, played by Davy Diggs, who will be in Ferdinand next month. Brown is an English teacher at Beecher Prep. Mr. Brown's precepts are an important part of his class. Every month, there is a new precept where the students have to write about at the end of the month. In addition to Mr. Brown's precepts, his students are given the chance to offer some of their own. After the school year ends, they can send him a postcard with a precept, which may be their own original one or from elsewhere over the summer. Next we have Miss Petosa, played by Allie Liebert, who has recently been in the My Little Pony Equestria Girls miniseries. Petosa is a science and math teacher who Augie has for homeroom. Also, Augie thinks she looks like Mon Mothma. Next we come to Julian, played by Bryce Gaysar. Julian is one of the few kids who bully Augie. However, not long after his fight with Jack Will, he leaves because his parents don't think Beecher Prep is a good school for him. Throughout the movie, Julian shows frustration because he's not the most popular kid anymore because of Augie. It is revealed that he used to have night terrors when he was younger. His nightmares have returned when Augie enrolls at Beecher Prep due to Julian being afraid of him. Julian claims to have never been mean to Augie, saying that he was joking when he called August a freak. Next we have Charlotte, played by Ellie McKinnon. Charlotte is one of Augie's welcoming buddies when he visits the school. Over time, she becomes close friends with Summer and Ximena due to the dance performance that they all are part of. However, sometimes Charlotte never stops talking about her life on stage or television. Next we have Jack Will, Augie's best friend at school, played by Noah Jupe, who has been in Suburbicon and The Man with the Iron Heart. To me, Jack is a good-hearted kid, and I like that he sticks by Augie's side, even though they had a separated relationship after what he said on Halloween. What's more, Jack knows what's right and wrong, and he's very courageous. Finally, we have Summer, played by Millie Davis. Summer became one of Augie's first and best friends after sitting next to him at lunch on the first day when no one else would. In my opinion, Summer is truly a great person. She can be very sweet, but sensitive at the same time. And now, let's move on to my final words. Overall, Wonder is truly a wonder of a movie. It has a great cast of characters, though some can be a bit mean-spirited. The story is very captivating. Plus, this movie is well acted and includes great drama that can tug at our heartstrings. What's more, this movie has a wonderful musical score. So, if you're in the mood to see something so captivating that can tug at your heart, then by all means, go see this movie. I give it an 84% out of 100. Well, that's it for today, folks. Be sure to tune in by Thanksgiving, because when the time comes, it'll be time for me to look at a sequel to a movie that I looked at about 2 Thanksgivings ago. Mustang Power.